WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. Today I'm tasting something from Lady of the Glen. It's a 12-year-old Linkwood. This is whiskey base number 126788. And this was personally poured by the owner and the founder of Hannah Whiskey Merchant. And the sole brand of Hannah Whiskey Merchant is Lady of the Glen. Gregor Hannah decided in 2012 at the young age of 27 to start his own independent bottling or bottler. So let's talk a little bit about Lady of the Glen. First of all, if you know anything about the legend of the Green Lady of the Stirling Castle, you know where the name comes from. And Lady of the Glen very seldom has any peated or smoky whiskeys. Why not? Well, Gregor Hannah is the founder and the sole decider. Adelphi, Scotch Malt Whiskey Society, they all have a panel that decides on the whiskey. He himself and only him, he decides which whiskeys are to go and which not to go. And he prefers the lighter, the non-peated, the non-smoky whiskeys. So, 2009, there was a distillery called, I've never heard of this one, Kilmarnock, or Nock. And his father lived in that hometown. It was a Diageo distillery. It was closed down. And a lot of people were affected by that. So he researched a little bit Diageo and he found out, hey, most of the stuff they use goes in the blends. Wouldn't be great to have a few barrels and be able to sell them as an independent bottler as a single cask. Number one, they're always single cask. Number two, they're always cask strength. Number three, they're always non-chilled filtered. And number four, there's never any color added. That is the promise of Lady of the Glen. So 2017, he started his company and he had two casks he was able to get his hands on. An old Ben Rinnes and an old Invergordon. And so he set up a little website in 2013. A guy from Germany, he's actually a Scot that's lived in Germany longer than I have, Andy McNeil from Celtic Events, found the website, contacted Gregor Hannah and said, hey, can I have some free samples? I want to see if I could order this or not. Okay, no problem. Gregor sent them to him, and Andy McNeil bought half of his stock. Sold it in Germany, everything was great, and then asked basically, where's the next delivery coming from? And so at the same time, Gregor actually had enough courage to talk or to go to Masters of Malt in London and say, hey, I have this new independent bottler, try it. And oh, okay, good, we'll take the other half. And so he basically sold all his stock to two different companies within a very, very short time of about 8 months. And then he started off looking for new casks. That was his goal. So far, there's been 35 different bottlings from, I think, also 20-some different distilleries. And what I have today is the Linkwood 12-year-old. Since it's a single cask, I know it was distilled on the 13th of July, 2006. I also know that it was bottled on the 6th of December, 2018. I know it's cask number 87. And I know that has 60.2% ABV. What I was told by Gregor is they took about 100 liters of the spirit from the cask number 87 and put it into an first fill octave PX sherry cask. And they let it mature for a few more months. And that was actually then from cask number 87A. So you can try the Linkwood normal, and you can try the Linkwood with a octave first fill PX sherry cask finish. I'm not really sure I would have done a Linkwood with a first fill octave PX finish. I love Linkwood, and I don't think it needs to be tampered with, and I'm sure that the PX finish will just kind of steamroll anything Linkwood normally would have in there. I didn't have the possibility to try the A and the B, the before and the after, but there is a before and the after, so I have the before. There was 151 bottles of this, and I think there's about 70 or 68 some bottles of that. All right, very, very good. So, let's try this. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Linkwood. North Star, Linkwood, 60.2%, exactly the same. The same ABV, which I found very, very funny. Also distilled July 2006, but this actually was then bottled beforehand. It was bottled in May of 2007, and so it's a little bit younger. This is a 10-year-old versus now here a 12-year-old. This cost about 49 to 59 originally pounds. This costs 89 pounds. Shipping international is another 20 pounds on top. I found that shipping price a little bit steep, to be honest, but hey, it's only me. I got the sample, luckily. All right, let's try the two of them and compare. I described this as, I remember, oh, it's 20 some years ago. I was driving through Hungary. I was at the Lake Balaton. I forgot the English word for this. Lake Balaton, and I was driving to Budapest, and there was like sunflower fields left and right, about 20 miles just straight ahead. Sunflower fields, and that smell is what I'm getting here. I'm getting sunflowers. Maybe a little bit of the seed as well, but the sunflowers is what I'm getting here. Wrapped around with a little bit of almond, a little bit of vanilla, supported by a tiny little bit of alcohol. This is just almost magic in the glass. I just really, really like Linkwood. Over here, the North Star Cask Series number 2. Deeper, darker, oily, a little bit more oily. A little bit more also of the line oil. Exactly. I was looking for that for the moment ago as well. I have more line oil over here. I have more sunflower over here. And there are two different styles here. They are both Linkwood, and you really imagine how the casks are different. I have the feeling that this cask was rejected. This wasn't 10 years ago that the owners of North Star went to Diageo, went to Linkwood Distillery, said, here's my cask, fill it up and I'll take it home and I'll take care of the rest. But rather, I have the feeling that they kind of sorted this out. They eliminated it. Didn't really fit in the flavor profile of the normal Linkwoods. And so it went onto the independent whiskey broker market. And the North Star bought it. Not a bad whiskey at all, but not a great Linkwood. This, on the other hand, the Lady of the Glen, is a great Linkwood whiskey. 12 years old, 60.2%. Even at Cask Strength, I'm just going, Now, there is a little bit of an alcohol burn there, just a tiny bit on the tongue at the end. But this is actually something you can enjoy at this strength. Very, very nice. From the beginning to the end, it's basically one solid pitch at the whole time. Sometimes I have whiskeys that do this, and sometimes I have whiskeys that do that, and sometimes I have whiskeys that do that. But this is just from the beginning to the end, a very, very high, even pitched whiskey. It's very, very floral, very, very light, a little oily. That sunflower moment is really there. Nice, excellent whiskey. B+. Over here. The barrel char seems to really come through for some reason. It's like, oh yeah, ugh. And that finish is really what kills this, unfortunately. As I said, not a bad whiskey. It's a 3-something whiskey. I'm sorry, a C-something whiskey. But for a Linkwood, it's not as it could and should be. So, the one thing I like to do with whiskeys every once in a while, and I'd like to also do this here, is I'd like to dilute them down. I'm going to try to dilute it down to about 40%, maybe even 42%. In my German video, I got it down like 30%. It was still a fantastic moment to have that and to try that and to just enjoy that. Mm. 42, 44% maybe. It gets a little bit more of a acidity. Still the sweetness is there. I almost prefer it at Cask Strength. This is really, really a great sipping wine, sipping whiskey. As I said, B plus. Wonderful, wonderful whiskey. Yummy. 89 pounds for a bottle of whiskey just hurts my soul. I know Cask Strength, I know single barrel, I know independent bottler. I know they even get a little bag here, a tiny little, what is it called? A bepoke bag, hand sewn and so on. But what do I need a bag for? I'm doing the whiskey. I just feel that this is overpriced. I'm so sorry. It might be me in 3 years from now. I'm going to go, what a bargain! 59 euros, 100 plus euros. I just can't see that price being justified at this moment. It's an excellent whiskey, and if you have the money, go for it. But I really just have to say a C minus for the value for money. I'm sorry, but this is just way out of what I normally would consider my single cask league. Now, it may change in the future. In the future, I may just go, okay, that was actually a bargain. Who knows where the whiskey market is going up, and how long it will continue until that bubble bursts, if and when ever. So, my question of the day, and this was really interesting. As I said, Gregor Hanna, he founded his company 2012 at the age of 27. He actually won an award as one of those young businessmen. My question is, what young people, young, I'm old, under the age of 40 do you know that have changed the whiskey world? Either by becoming independent bottlers, by starting their own distilleries. It can be in the States, it can be in England, it can be in the UK, it can be in Scotland, it can be in Ireland, it can be in Japan or Taiwan or any place else. Where are the young people under 35, let's go for that number at the moment, that are really shaking up the whiskey industry? I'd love to know some names and some stories and some links to some newspaper articles that we can read about them. All right. I wish I could give it a C, but it's a C minus for value for money, but still an B plus for taste. WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany, tasting rare and exotic whiskeys, one of 151 bottles worldwide. Please like, please subscribe, please tell others about this crazy American over here in Germany tasting whiskey you might not ever see. I don't even think they have any distribution to the US. I know you can buy it in Germany and the UK and through Masters of Malt all over Europe. All right, thank you very much. See you soon. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, my videos are published. Bye-bye.